right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The SkinCoin WCA. We got mousesports versus Team Kinguin. We got a game 3 on our hands here. So this is it to see who moves, or, well, technically it's the group stages, so obviously it's not over just yet for either team, no matter what happens. But you know, pretty important victory right here. Get the series win, and those 3 points, or you get nothing out of it. So got to win it for that to be the case. And right now, mousesports is currently the only team in the group with no points. Effect, Mitterfeed, and Kinguin have all won a series, so thus having the 3 points and a 3-way tie currently. If mousesports win this, we are going to be in a 4-way tie with still matches to play, of course, but it's just kind of, you know, shows you how even the competition is here in Group B at least. So looking forward to seeing what happens on BreakyCPK. Going to be joined by Robin Roll here once again as my co-caster. Real quickly, though, once again, if you type !SkinCoin in chat, you can get more information on the giveaway currently going on, as well as if you go to skincoin.org, check out the latest cryptocurrency on the esports market. You can trade in your favorite Dota 2 and CSGO skins even. Again, that's skincoin.org. But Robin Roll, we got game number 2. Another curious start to mousesports, though. They go with second pick Darkseer right here. That's an early Darkseer coming out.
Yeah, I mean, it goes well with the clockwork. Maybe they just wanted to make sure they definitely got that in. Being able to vacuum back into the cogs, the wall over the top there, is very effective at killing people off. Extremely effective at finding kills, especially with the battery assault. So here's a stunned up. They can't do anything about these wall illusions. Interesting to note that Kinguin are saying no to the split push, banning out the Beastmaster and the Necrophos there as well. Mousesports still have the Fear of the Green, so not letting anybody, the Necrophos, the Penamaster through, but do pick up the Viper. So this just looks like mousesports, they want to win the fight. They really want to focus on this team fight potential. Viper gets really strong in lane. His entire design is basically, I win the mid lane. You either focus me with 2 or 3 heroes, so the other lanes get not a victory in those other lanes, but they get the advantage in the other lanes, or Viper will win the lane. That is what it's designed for, and it's a scary, scary thing to try and deal with.
Yeah. Actually, so the first game too, mousesports. This is a hero that they ran. I know you weren't here, but mousesports they actually did pick it up in the first game as well. So kind of going back to there. Now, as you would expect, and as you're getting at, yes, he did very well in the lane, and ultimately he did very well in the game. But it was a game where they almost ran into a brick wall where Team Kinguin was going to be able to come back and win it for themselves. But again, mousesports, they came through, won the first game, but then Kinguin coming back in the second game. That's why we have the game number 3. But just to make that point, though, they ran the Viper earlier on in the series. It's still that Darkseer, though, so you talk about, I guess, some synergy with a Clockwork, ideally. Just still curious on that pickup, though. And they also still need their 5 support option, you figure, with their 4th pick coming up. So it's going to be a little bit later of a support pick here. Spirit Breaker now happens for Team Kinguin. So you look at also Team Kinguin's lineup so far. They do have a fair amount of jump, a fair amount of global presence, even to an extent. Seems to be kind of their theme so far on the side of Kinguin. But yeah, Spirit Breaker, always like seeing this hero. Very active one, and I'm sure we're going to have yet another active game here, especially what we had in game number 2.
Yeah, both teams just lining up for the kills. What? That's
a hero we haven't seen in a while. They're trying different things, man. I mean, last draft, this one.
Yeah, man, it offers a great amount push with the Diabolic Edict.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm assuming this is going to be a mid ZrRock, and this is the case. Not even a mid, because they already have the Viper. Is this a support ZrRock?
I assume so. Yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, they still need their 5 support, right? So it's either that or a 1 position ZrRock, which, all right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is gonna. I'm just trying to think, because it goes great with the Clockwork when you've got the Diabolic Edict. Yeah, Pulse Nova as well, with the Clockwork being able to lock heroes down. Kinguin going back for the Chaos Knight now as well. That's just gonna be. Well, so a quick example. The other night, Na'Vi versus Empire. Empire picked up the Viper. Coming into the late game, the Viper had, between when there were the scaling auras as well, but between 60 and 70 armor and a BKB, and was absolutely unkillable. Like, not even like always gets down to like 3/5 or 4/5 of its health and just gets away. I'm talking he stood on the front line, soaked up absolutely everything, and there was nothing Navi could do about it. So Chaos Knight could have a little bit of a harder time trying to go up against the Viper here. But LeShrek offers the push with the Diabolic Edict, being able to clear off waves, as well as being able to put the pressure on the tower just effectively from that spell. And Ancient Apparition should be able to deal with the Clockwork early on with those cogs before he gets himself a Force Staff to get himself away from trapping himself in. But yeah, both teams, for the most part, look like they want to fight each other. They really they want to go all out 5 versus 5 and really make the other team hurt.
Choose your hero.
What? A centaur finish? So wait, Madara's no. Okay, no. That's not happening, is it? They're gonna be swapping, I'm sure. Like if anything, okay, the safe lane centaur. I mean, we've seen that before, but geez, there's no way they're doing a carry Darkseer. Although I will say he does have the talents for the possibility of being a heavy hitter, and I have seen a right click Darkseer before, but that would be odd.
This could be Mouse going for the aggressive try. You put MNT, Madara, Spartan in the aggressive try on the off lane. You've got the Clockwork being able to lock down with the cogs into Spartan's Earth Split. Madara being able to throw out the Iron Shell into Clockwork as well. And it really, really looks like they want to play this. We're going to not let Chaos Knight get anything. You've got a Spirit Breaker on Katsu, which is roaming from the start with the charge. This means that the Spirit Breaker is going to be absent on the lane every so often, which does open up the opportunity to try and force the Chaos Knight back into underneath the Tier 1 tower and even put the pressure on, clearing up the lanes with the Iron Shell again, the Diabolic Edict. Ancient Apparition may be forced to babysit the Chaos Knight. So yeah, mousesports look like they want to get aggressive. They've got the Centaur Warrior that's going to have a decent amount of sustain if he goes for this solo safe lane, even if he is up against the Bat Rider. So yeah, mousesports may have thought after last match, you know what, we're just going to team fight this out. We're going to show them that we are the better, stronger team fighters, and we're just going to not let the Chaos Knight get to late game again.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have objective-based lineup here for sure, but man, they did not swap. It is definitely going to be Madara and Darkseer, and Skylark playing the Centaur here, unless that happens within the pause. But as you're suggesting, perhaps some kind of that trial lane coming out, the LeShrek support to assist with even more building pressure. And if you like a LeShrek for that purpose, though, I mean, why not then the more famous Jakiro? I'm trying to think if Jakiro was banned, to be honest. He could have been, but like Jakiro's great at taking towers himself. He doesn't have, I mean, he still has a stun with the Ice Path even, so it's not like you're losing out on that. He has plenty of AoE. It just seems like Jakiro is a much better version of a LeShrek when it comes to support.
I think it's just because of how avoidable the Jakiro is, just because of everything's kind of in a straight line. His Dual Breath does get a cone, but you look at the Macro Pyre, it's a straight line through. You look at the Ice Path, straight line through.
Yeah.
And the cogs are going to be effective, but once the Force Staffs do start coming out, Pulse Nova is going to be more effective at dealing AoE damage over a longer sustained period of time in the team fights, as well as the Diabolic Edict there as well. The Chain Lightning are going to be able to bounce through. Or the Lightning Storm, sorry, going to be able to bounce as well. So yes, Jakiro, great hero. I absolutely love the Jakiro, especially for the early game pressure onto the Tier 1 towers with that Liquid Fire. But LeShrek offers a lot more, again, this theory of the utility and this AoE damage and the sustained damage and the prolonged team fights. So I do think LeShrek is drafted with going aggressive in mind, going for the 5 versus 5 fights.
So caught up in this Radiant lineup here that we really haven't even mentioned Kinguin's lineup, in that it actually is the same lineup as last game, other than the Spear Breaker. I want to say they had a Night Stalker instead of the Spear Breaker, but everything else is the same unless I'm missing something here. So Yeah, no, it is, because, yeah, they had the Bat Rider with the lasso initiations, they had the Ancient Apparition, so, yeah, it's the same lineup, and obviously it worked well last time, although this is a much different lineup on the Radiant side. Perhaps they have even more ways to deal with the illusions of Chaos Knight once he does pop that Phantasm, but, again, the idea as you keep on getting at is, okay, they are swapping around. Wait, what's going on? They swapped for a second, and then they swapped back with Madara and Skylark. I don't know if they're trolling or what, but oh, I mean, okay, we're gonna come out of the pause here. It is Madara on the Darkseer and Skylark on the Centaur, and that's how it's staying. Okay, interesting. All right. So something I did mention there with the idea of this quote-unquote one-position Darkseer is his talents are. You could technically go that direction. I mean, even level 10 and 12% evasion allows him to kind of be up there a little more present, a little tankier. And then level 15, 120 damage. It's a lot of damage coming out of a level 15 talent. It's kind of the big thing, especially. So, could we see that? I mean, will we see? Like, I don't even know what you would necessarily get for items, but maybe even like a Solar Crest to just amp your own damage as well as just a nice utility item, or is he going to go more of the traditional Guardian Greaves, Blink, etc.? Wait, what?
I could see. I mean, the Darkseer doesn't really need to be forced down one path necessarily. He could go for the, like you say, going into the medallion, going into the Solar Crest with the extra 120 damage, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be forced away from those Guardian Greaves just because of, I'm assuming, how quickly he's going to be able to get those up in the position one roll. It could be a good 10, 12 minute, going into the mech, 16, 17 minute Guardian's Greave, and then he focuses on the team fight. The Centaur Warren is going to be there as well. Could go for the Solar Crest into potentially, the sustain items. So even the Viper gets a mech, though he doesn't usually build it at the moment just because of the high mana cost. But there is a lot of variation on the side of mousesports where they can say, right, you prioritize item A, I can go for item B, item C can be fit in here, maybe a Vlad somewhere along the lines. So yeah, there is the kind of potential that the three cores, at least on mousesports, are going to be able to share and rotate through these items.
Obviously, I've been just also watching what's going on in chat. Okay, so apparently Mouz wanted to. It's one of those things, though. It's like, why do they take so long to swap? Like, they had so much time to swap. And are they really trying to suggest that they weren't able to then at the later part? I don't know. But anyways, they've all clearly all left. I mean, we are going to have a remake here. It looks like, I'm guessing, again, the admin's unfortunately not saying anything. So, but mousesports is all left. And even Spirit Breaker's left. So I'm going to assume that's the case. Kinguin's like, all right, we'll do Roshan. Let's go.
Yeah, easy Roshan. Quick win. Game 3 in the back.
Level 1 Roshan. Can they even do it with the? I don't even know if they really could. Yeah.
I mean, with no pressure, this is gets a bit of a laugh. That
well, he's dead already. All right. I mean, now we're definitely remaking right. Like, there's no question. All right. This is just getting silly at this point. So, yeah, we're in that awkward spot again. The admin, unfortunately, went AFK, it looks like, and they're kind of just having fun with it. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go on a break here, guys. We'll be right back, get this situation figured out, and get you guys updated on what's going on. So stay tuned. All right, as you can see, we are back now. The lobby was remade all pick, and things are looking good to go here. So, indeed, it is going to be Skylark on the Darkseer. Madara will pick up the Centaur, and they're going to swap it up. So, yeah, a little bit of confusion there. Again, Mal suggesting that they were having some issues. I don't know. I mean, why they took so long to swap or pick the heroes I did in the first place? That's whatever. You know, it's done. They ultimately Team Kinguin did agree to a remake, and that's why we are in the new lobby. So, whatever you make of it, that's what's happening. And we do have now our Game 3. Should be starting here, finally. But even so, I mean, it's still a safe lane. Centaur, you got Darkseer, going to end up, of course, in the hands of Skylark here, more expected. But Centaur is not a hero we get to see too often in his own right when it comes to playing more of this quote-unquote farming role and that core role. But the objective stays the same as you were mentioning, Robin Roll. It's going to be a very, not early game for mousesports, but one that's going to be looking to get objectives sooner than later. And this game.
Yeah, and again, you've got a Centaur and a Viper. It doesn't get much tankier than this, especially when going up against the Chaos Knight. If Chaos Knight wants to fight, Centaur being able to throw down his stomp, he's got the double edge as well as the return passive, so he is really going to be able to put the pressure onto the Chaos Knight. Now, this is going to be, it's going to be less, let's say, desperate as the Knights, the lifesteal was last match, being trying to fight these 3-4 phantasms that he just had absolutely no chance of being able to kill.
Oh my gosh. Thug melts right there.
30 seconds.
As he's found. So nice find on a Viper. It's quite the roam here from Kinguin. They're just kind of running at them. Ports down the middle lane and just run at the Viper and thus get the first blood. Start things off here. So obviously a pretty good start already for Kinguin. And they're going to try to maybe take this bottom bounty rune, but don't think Batrider's going to be able to hang around long enough unless Mouse is too scared to go in, but that's not going to be the case.
The battle
There, but look at middle lane now. Oh boy. Ward
I
is
mean, I
down.
suppose that's one way to make sure you get the courier.
Well, maybe get Viper himself even. Like, yeah, the charge in. You got the Chaos Bolt. Okay, Thug's a little bit too far. He didn't actually get there for a block, so they were probably almost hoping for that, but instead they're just going to charge in still. Oh boy, they want to dive this. Puck coming in with the Illusory Orb does not connect. Thug just going to hide in the trees, trying to run as much as possible, but you can only run so far here. And they do eventually kill him. So, I mean, this means they're not in the laning phase this whole time, but yeah, they get 2 kills on Viper to start. That's got to be really good for Puck now.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, and this is... Okay, you want to put the pressure on. The courier was spotted up by this ward as well, so AA's hanging around for this. And it's just my luck about how tanky the Viper is. Yeah, he's up against 4 heroes in the mid lane, but, you know, being taken down twice before the first minute, it's caster's curse, I guess.
You call it that, a little bit of karma perhaps with Patos. Bottom lane, might be in trouble here. Madara does not have double edge yet, so actually will be able to make it out. Obviously, Madara's still level 1. This early point of the game here, so nice job by Batrider, able to make it out of there. Skylark, he is level 2. He's going to pop the surge. Oh, he runs into the body, so beautiful body blocking from Kinguin as a team right there. And now the Chilling Touch comes out. Skylark has another surge in a couple of seconds. He should still be fine. I mean, charge is going to hit. It's a lot of damage. No bash proc from Spirit Breaker. He goes the other direction. He should survive now. Yeah, pops the salve. They're going to force that out at least. But beautiful play by Kinguin right there, again with the body block. Initially, not easy to do. Bottom lane, what the hell's that about? Wow, Clockwork goes really deep. Ports out before Batrider turns onto him. They're still going on Darkseer. Jeez. They really do not like him.
Yeah, and because of the Iron Shell, just anything, keeping him away from the creeps, you know, for any amount of time is going to be super effective. It means he can't get the XP, can't get the gold from the Iron Shell, and he even force him back to base. He did get a free level 2, but this is going to be a while before he gets himself to level 3 now.
Cogs, oh, that's a little bit of an issue. A little bit of mana burn coming out right there. Pushes him over the ledge even, but Kakarot also taking some pressure from the Viper as he walks on by. We'll be fine, though. Not necessarily that big of a deal. But, yeah, Skylark going for the bounty rune. Nice job by Ancient Apparition getting there first, however. And picks it up with the Invis rune he has active. So, instead, Skylark will pull the creep wave from behind Chaos Knight. And into the jungle he goes. Spearbreaker, he's going back to base to regen, so it's going to be a while before he's able to maybe address this. And thus, Darkseer should be fine, pulling it all the way to his jungle there. But Centaur.
Yeah, and effectively,
go ahead.
I was just going to comment on that. Effectively, Madara's getting a free lane, and Spartan is playing a semi-position 4. Because Madara's not being pressured, and Spartan has the splitter, as well as the Diabolic Edict, he's going to be able to keep dipping into the jungle, finding stacks and farm. And this is going to be a decently farmed up position 5 hero.
MNT, he's got that battery assault active. Kakar's still running at him, though. He'll only be able to do so much. Spartan, as you mentioned, ZrRock, the Diabolic Edict active, and great for solo kills. Level 1, though, not the most damage. He misses his Q of the Split Earth, and thus he'll fall. That's an obvious downside of this hero, is his Split Earth is arguably one of the worst stuns to land in the game, and it just takes forever with that channel time.
Yeah. The cast animation, level 1, it's so tiny as well. It's 150 radius, which is great for the cogs, but for pretty much anything else, I mean, level 4, you get a really decent range where how close the Ancient Apparition was. If you'd have thrown that out when they were basically touching, doesn't matter where Ancient Apparition tries to dodge away, that's going to be a stun. But yeah, level 1, it is probably the worst stun in the game.
It's found by the Batrider there, who happens to have a haste rune, but he's back far enough where Batrider wouldn't dare dive him at that point. So yeah, going back to Centaur, though, he is essentially having free farm down here. As I say that, he's being charged right now, but I'm sure he will be fine. Looks like the Hooded Defiance going to be coming out. A Soul Ring on top of that, as well thought, though, because top lane Darkseer. Oh, the cogs! Those are helping him out a little bit. Might actually help him escape in the end. The Cold Feet does proc, but the turn kill on the Ancient Apparition. Now Exotic Deer, Reality Rift is back up, pulls him back into the Chaos Bolt, gets a stun. The auto attack, the battery assault's making it difficult. He finally gets the kill, though. And that will be the end of that exchange. So 1-for-1. Back to the bottom lane. We mentioned that charge from earlier. Eventually backfires on the Spearbreaker. The Edict is taking Patos as well, as he's still going after the Batrider. Double Edge drops in pretty low. But the stick charges will heal him up enough to be fine here. But yeah, Centaur. Is this kind of the build you expect to see? And what is he going to go for an early blink, you think, or what here?
I think he goes, like you said, he's going to go into the hood at least. He's going to be able to get that sustain out. And because of the double edge, because of the amount of damage that's going to be coming out from the Chaos Knight, you want the protection. You want to be able to keep yourself alive. I can see him going for the blink as well, straight after that. Just because you want to be getting that engagement. The cogs get dropped. You blink yourself forward over those cogs to try and deter anyone trying to come to protect anyone that's being ganked. And it's just a standard Centaur blink, I think, as well. You know, that is the core item in the early game before you get your charge up, before you go towards the Aghanim Scepter, that just gets you in and around that fight.
Nisha farming up in the middle lane right there. Speaking of that middle matchup, though, again, Viper dying twice early on as bottom lane. God, that Split Earth, man. It is so hard to land, and yet another case of it right there. He's being charged. Don't think they're going to commit to the... Okay, they are. Yeah, he's going in. What am I saying? Maybe get a bash proc? Well, there's a flame break pushback, and ZrRock had the stick charges. 5 charges of sticking napalm, but Batrider cannot go much further. So at least for ZrRock's sake, he will stay alive. They're not even done, though, hunting him. But yeah, let's talk about the middle matchup. Puck does have a slight advantage, but considering especially Thug died twice early on, I mean, he's doing just fine, as you almost would expect. Top lane, by the way, the Phantasm Army comes out, and even some crits thrown in there. Takes out Skylark and MNT. He's going to be run down by the charge. Reality Rift pulling the battery assault, assisting, but not nearly enough. A double kill for Exotic Deer. Playing the Chaos Knight here. Well played.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. The Chaos Knight with that Phantasm up easily secures the kill onto the Darkseer, especially how close the Darkseer has to come in to drop those iron shells. It looks like the Clockwork is trying to come in behind to try and give him a little bit of support, but there's no way he was going to survive through that. The Puck on the mid lane, he may start to rotate now that he's got the level 6. He's got that Dream Coil, as we're seeing him move up to the top lane.
There's the Chaos Bolt in. Skylark melting away pretty quickly. ZrRock running in. Does land a Split Earth right there. Not enough to save Darkseer though, but perhaps get a turn kill at least, as also Centaur's up here, and so is Viper. So really the whole party joining for mousesports, and they do make it a 2-for-1. Getting both the Centaur and the Spirit Breaker. Not too shabby. Gonna pop the Shrine as a team, and him and a Bounty Rune will even come up soon here. But yeah, a lot of rotations coming out to make that successful for this Radiant side. But Viper, he'll head right back to the middle lane and continue some early farm from him. But yeah, nice turn at the top lane. Gonna slow down Chaos Knight a little bit from that armlet build, as he's going for here. We mentioned this is a very similar lineup for the Dire side. Does Chaos Knight go the same build, you think? Is there any reason why you see different armlet into Echo into BKB here?
Dire's top
I suppose we'll find out. MNT being chased down on the bottom lane as well. It looks like he's going to be reality rifted back in. The cogs are dropped, and this is just going to be an easy kill for Exotic Deer. But yeah, I think he goes for something similar just to try and out-sustain Madara, obviously with the return and as well as the double edge. So it could be something similar, though he maybe doesn't move into the butterfly because the right clicks are only being coming out from Viper. So it could be a little bit of a change up there.
All right, well, yeah, I've been watching this top lane while you're making the point right there, and this has been quite the chase, but something I'm realizing as Holdathakas Madara might auto-attack. Lisa? No, he can't get it off in time. Madara TP's out. Kakor, maybe a bash running in there. Nope, Skylark has the surge, and will be just out of range from a charge for now. Does not have vision of him for the time being. We'll get it in a second. Okay, yeah, he is going to charge here. Nice stun. There you go. Lands a Split Earth, and now Spartan looking to turn this with that Diabolic Edict active level 2. Kakar's a little faster, though. Nope, not anymore. Stampede. That'll slow him down. Another Split Earth, and there's a kill for ZrRock. So nice assistance from the center. I'm guessing that's what it was for. Looks like it. But so as I was going to say, though, we kind of saw that fight right there. Even despite the death on Puck, Puck's phase shift is a really powerful tool this game because of the Split Earth, because of the Centaur Stomp. Like, these are both big stuns where it takes some time to for the animation to come through, and it gives him plenty of reaction time here.
Yeah, even something like the Viper Strike coming in, they are going to be able to see that being queued up, being flown into the earth, so Nisha should be able to dodge those out. It's just if he can get the setup right, as Nisha takes down Spartan top lane, if he can get the setup right, the timing right even, maybe get it forced out with the Split Earth, you know, the phase shift comes out, and then Centaur is just free to run himself up, and if he can get the timing right, Nisha could be in a lot of trouble up until he gets the Blink Dagger.
Madara. Okay, well, this is interesting. Chaos Knight sitting on top and waiting for some support. He splits up with the Phantasm, pulls him in eventually, but Clockwork's nearby. And Centaur is obviously a difficult target to drop. He has the stick charges, can't get them off, though. Eventually with Bat Rider and Spear Breaker coming in, that's an easy kill. But now MNT, he's also going to fall. Skylark gets here late, does not have his wall just yet. He throws out the Vacuum. Not going to do enough, though, but the Viper Strike will catch Bat Rider. Viper Sting, that is. Oh, no, it is Viper Strike. Anyways, Patos. Final auto attack will finish him off, so they get one in return on the Bat Rider, but ultimately a 2-for-1. As you see at the top lane's Nisha on Puck, keeping the pressure up on the tower. What is this about? Viper's going all the way to the Shrine. He wants to kill an Agent Apparition, and he gets it. Will this come at a cost, though? Reality Rift, Chaos Bolt. Oh, he's a little bit too fast thanks to the Stampede. Great timing with that Stampede. Keeps Viper alive, actually, so proves to be a good commitment from the Viper. And again, this is a Viper that was 0-2 to start, a couple of very early deaths, and he's now top net worth in the game. That's how it's looking. Oh, down top lane.
Dire's middle tower is under
Puck
attack.
gets a kill up there.
Yeah, and this is what Kinguin are going, like you said, they went for a similar draft. It means are going to be able to try and take these fights as 4 or 5 heroes. Nisha just making sure that the ZrRock couldn't try and split push this top lane out, and that's something that Mouz are lacking this time. They don't have the Beastmaster with his Boar Army, with the axes, with the attack speed buff as well on his passive to really put the pressure onto the towers. So it does look like it's going to be an all-in fight versus fight. And again, Chaos Knight to me is one of the scariest late game heroes in the game.
Middle lane, Patos, TP out. Oh, the battery is solid. It took a while there, but eventually does hit him and stops the TP. So the attempt from Bat Rider actually was pretty close to get out. Unsuccessful, though. Nisha gets away before he takes the splitter stun. And keeping his distance there. But how's that armlet? Okay, Chaos Knight does have the armlet now, does have the Echo Saber queued up, as we were talking about, though. So when is that timing here for the Radiant side? Is there maybe a time frame in general, or is there an item that they're looking for where it's okay, now we can do objectives here? They think it's going to be the key as charge top lane, Spartan, auto attack. Yo, the Nether Strike, he couldn't get it off either. Finally will, eventually took a lot of return damage on, and now Exotic Tier on Chaos Knight. He's a little too overcommitted. Viper is putting in the auto attacks, trying to get the turn kill on MNT. That's not going to work either. Okay, yes it will. Eventually finish him off. Nisha, thanks for that. Comes in for the cleanup, and more action just continues. So Lisa, bottom lane, he'll be fine in the long run. Back to the question, though. Is there that item, or what is it here for mousesports, you think?
I think Mouse have a very good late game. I think when the center gets the blink dagger, he maybe gets himself a hat as well. Some regen. He's going to be able to sustain throughout the fights, gets the Agnum Scepter then as well. It's going to make the fights a lot harder with a charge coming through. And yeah, I do think Mouse can take it a lot later this game than they could last game. Last game was they needed to win the early game and then put the pressure, make sure Kinguin went in the lead, which Kinguin then did turn it around. But I think Mouse, just because of the fight potential that they do have coming out, that the game, they could be 35 minutes in coming from behind, but the Viper, the Centaur Warren, the Darkseer, the ZrRock, it stands up against Kinguin's fight, I think. Personally, I think anyway. So yeah, the timing could be okay, they lose the first 20 minutes, but then all the heroes start coming online, and it does get a lot harder for Kinguin to start trying to take these fights.
God, the 28 hero kills in 14 minutes, so no different than the last game. It's just, once again, a lot of action ensuing. Really averaging 2 hero kills per minute here between these two teams. A blink dagger on Nisha is going to help that cause as well, as he just about has it. Middle lane. You have them kind of grouping up together, this being the Radiant side, and they are going to go for a group and push of the middle tower, it seems like. Double damage rune on Viper helps with that cause. The Dragon Lance is well finished. So a little bit of added range. Nisha, you got Spartan trying to zone him out. Misses the split earth, though, and Spartan maybe biting off a little too much. He could chew. So he ends up going down. This kind of secures the tower. Whoa, that's an aggressive buyback. Vacuum catches Kakro. They did not stop the puck, though. And at least they will kill Spearbreaker, but I mean, ZrRock's back. And then maybe that means they're going to keep this push going?
Yeah, I see no reason why not. They've got 5 heroes up. Okay, the Ice Blast has come through. That might slow it down a bit, but Thug, the double damage just wears off. But yeah, they can keep going. Diabolic Edict. It just kind of, with no creep wave there, it says, come at us, and we're going to chunk you down, especially with the 4 points in it now. So it does mean Kinguin needs to delay a tiny bit until the creep wave is there to try and create this buffer for the Diabolic Edict, but there's no reason that Mouse should really be slowing down just yet.
Darkseer throws with the vacuum. They catch Barrett. They saw that he was up there. He still has his lasso, hasn't used it just yet. He's going to end up dying before he can do a damn thing. It's a nice find right there to start things off. Skylark running. Surge up in 8 more seconds for him. Puck, meanwhile, the hoof stomp again. That's not going to land, though. That phase shift is a strong ability in this game, as mentioned before. Exotic Deer sitting on top of Viper. Ends up getting the kill out of him. They also catch Madara. They pull him back in with a Reality Rift. And a double kill for the Chaos Knight. And we're still going. Skylark gets caught by the Dream Coil. Surge is not going to save him now. Gets pushed backwards. No snap just yet. It's not going to matter, though. The triple kill for Chaos Knight. And now it's Kinguin's turn to push an objective. That's what you do not want if you're mousesports here. The buyback into pushing tier 2, and ultimately it backfires.
Yeah, I mean, again, saying that there was no reason for them to stop. Losing 4 heroes is a pretty good reason to stop. But they kind of had this fight, Mouse, where they took the Batrider down. It took a while to get him down on just the high ground. But then they all started splitting up. They got focused down by different groups of heroes. You know, the Clockwork was up on the top near the Dire camps and the Shrine as well. ZrRock was running right down the river trying to get himself away, being healthy, and it means that Kinguin, the Divide and Conquer, was strong from them, and they just ended up paying for it in the end.
Thug, if they catch him again too, and he's in a really dangerous spot, he barely gets away for now. Double edge on Nisha. He will phase shift though, and they did kill Viper, by the way. After the side guess who, Chaos Knight ends up cutting him off. Nisha's trying to get out. Lucifer will help with that. Kakor charges through. Well placed right there. The vacuum is going to miss, but Nisha's going back in even. He gets the one kill on the Leshrac, and he gets away with the Lucifer Orb. God, he is so slippery this game. And they just don't seem to have the catch best for him. The phase shift again. Darkseer getting stunned out by Chaos Knight. Auto attack. Lucifer Orb, he will dodge that, but the Waning Rift, a double kill for Nisha. It's almost like he's 1v4 in the team. Obviously, there is plenty of support nearby, but with what he's doing here, definitely causing most of the issue, and they're also going to finish off the Centaur. And I think that explains it right there from MNT. The game is hard indeed. At least it's turned into that. A triple kill for the puck. What on earth is going on here?
Kinguin are winning. I can't, you know, there's no real in-depth analysis for that. Kinguin are just running over Mouse. Yeah. The Chaos Knight's up every time the Phantasm's up. They're looking for a fight, and Mouse are kind of just, again, they're getting split up. The Viper gets caught out there. Instead of saying, well, Viper's dead, we need to protect the towers, the Mouse try and go on this rescue mission that really didn't come off. You know, Chaos Knight was hanging around. He's looking for the farm on the Ancients, and as soon as the Viper splits off this lane, moves up there to get to the shrine to try and heal himself up, Chaos Knight just comes in from the side, finds the kill, and there's nothing that the Viper can do because the shrine doesn't heal quick enough. He gets pulled away from the Reality Rift as well, and then the heroes just start to get picked off. You see the charge coming through from the Spirit Breaker. Leshrac goes down. The Centaur gets in trouble as well. So, yeah, the Mouse are getting split up a little bit too easy, being picked off in the 1s and 2s a little bit too early, I think, and easily, sorry, and it's just pre-20 minutes before the heroes really have these items to come online. Mouse are being punished.
Yeah. That was a 500 crit right there on a clocker, not even necessary, but just really doing it in, and, well, Spirit Breaker, okay, well, Centaur Stomp helping right there. Does stun him up, but the Ice Blast coming through scares off the Radiant team for good reason. Nisha, though, he's been doing this a lot. He'll continue chasing, and guess what? Another kill. Kakor actually gets credit for it. It's a kill secured, you could say. Top lane Darkseer is just going to try to split push. Is Skylark here as, oh, they're asking for a pause. Apparently somebody might have disconnected here. But something I wanted to bring up here, too, is, man, we, once again, are having so much fighting going on in this game. Darkseer just got his wall. Now, I'm not saying that's like a complete game changer of an ability, but you know, he had there's been several fights that have taken place where maybe that could have at least helped out a little bit. Do you think that was an oversight by Darkseer not getting that, or was it fine that he passed it up for the longest time?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because the vacuum, he's got 3 points into the vacuum now, the radius at 450, so that is going to be helping with the drag back into the split earth. The wall, unless you have the major lockdown as well, with the vacuum into the split earth, the wall isn't very effective because they're not fighting in enclosed areas. You know, they're just finding the fights in the open areas, and all King would need to do is do this. You know, they split away, they come back around the wall and look for the fights in the other positions. So the wall, yeah, it is a great spell, a really effective spell. But at the minute, where they're finding the fights, where they're trying to take these fights, it's not in an enclosed enough space that the wall could be effective.
Mm-hmm. Well, he has it now, so may need to come into play here in the near future, but now it says let them know that they aren't good. I guess now it's Kinguin's turn to have a just quick AFK, and then we'll be back resuming what is game number 3. And yeah, something else, not this, I mean, we picked this up on the draft as well, but it does really feel like they have kind of two. In fact, you look at both Darkseer and Centaur, they literally are getting the same items, and they have the same items. They literally have the same items. That's amazing to me. Exactly the same. And the blink is queued up for both of them. So I think that's just definition right there that did they maybe overlap this idea, this frontliner tankier hero a little bit too much? I mean, can that be overdone, I guess? But obviously the sacrifices, you miss out not only on some range addition, but also the idea of some damage output potentially too. Skylark, by the way, coming out of the pause, lasts it in and sets up for Exotic Deer to just beat him down. And indeed, Chaos Knight is unstoppable. Well, Ancient Apparition will get picked off though in response. So a little bit of a something there for mousesports, but yeah, I mean, I think that right there again is a perfect look at how this draft just maybe was a little bit feels out of place from mouz.
Yeah, I can see the idea. The new Kinguin wanted to fight after last game, so they're going for these harder to kill heroes. But like you say, the overlap from the Darkseer. Would have liked to see Santa maybe go for the Vanguard before going into the Hood of Defiance. Excuse me, if that's what the Darkseer was going towards, because it's going to be the Darkseer that finishes off the pipe. 9 times out of 10, it is going to be the Darkseer that finishes off the pipe. So it does mean that Santa, okay, he gets this Hood of Defiance for now, but in the end, it's going to be a bit. Unless he gets caught out, you know, unless he's using it after the pipe wears off, it's a surplus item. And now he's going to go for the Aghanim Scepter, which is going to create a little bit more of a decent ability to be able to team fight, you know, be able to charge through the Stampede as well. So the damage reduction coming up now as well, which is going to be great against the Chaos Knight. But again, it's always been getting to these items for mouz, making sure they didn't fall far enough behind. And Kinguin did a great job at forcing Thug to evaluate the mid lane, making sure the puck wasn't left alone, getting those 2 kills before the first minute of the game. And it just put Viper on the back foot.
Yeah, Nisha on the front one. He has obviously been working off of that momentum very well here. The Yills queued up for him. Spartan goes down elsewhere. Now Nisha, there you go though. He dodges the blink as well as a hoof stomp, and he's still getting away. Lucifer Arby ports to it despite the hook shot. Now he will get slowed down by Viper here. Phase shift is ready. They might actually catch him. They indeed will. Yeah, he's going to end up dying as soon as he comes out of this phase shift, so they finally catch Puck. Just after that compliment right there. I like to call that the caster's curse. 7-kill streak stopped. Skylark credited for the kill. He'll take that bounty. He denies the top tower, and he's that much closer to that blink now as well. So obviously very nice there for mouz, and it's plays like that that are going to help them get back into this game. Ancient Apparition, he's seen Viper's porting in, and now Ancient Apparition's like, crap, I got to get out. Hoof stomp. It hits, and down he goes. And they also see Spirit Breaker nearby. So now we have a case of Kinguin. Maybe they're spreading out a little bit too much here. And we see a couple of picks coming out. But Chaos Knight, that's because he's... Well, now he has the BKB, and once again he has that heart queued up, so he is going the same exact build as he had last time. But if you're Kinguin, you know, giving them the individual kills here and there might not be your best strategy moving forward. So maybe more grouping up again, especially now with that BKB. And look at a man fight here. Could be of high value. Viper, by the way, Heaven's Halberd queued up for him. As look at him down here. Nisha, again, this is what I'm just talking about, though. Like, that's back-to-back deaths now on this Puck. He's just simply kind of playing by himself here.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what Kinguin are trying to achieve with these Roman heroes. The Puck being killed off twice, the AA being killed off again. I think maybe they're just trying to create space, pull focus away from the Chaos Knight while he does get this farm, because the longer that Chaos Knight gets left alone, the easier and the quicker he's going to be able to get this heart up, and the Scourge is going to be against the Centaur as well as the Viper.
Oh, Madara, he blinked into them, unfortunately. And so Kinguin does happen to find a hero. And they're in the Roshan area. I mean, the vision is pretty strong in their favor, too, around it. So, yeah, they are going to go for the Roshan kill. Puck is up in 5 seconds. Centaur, of course, down for 30. Has a buyback. It finds it necessary, but they don't even know what's happening just yet. Or maybe they do. Actually, yeah, they did rocket spot it with Clockwork. So they have an idea. And there you go. There's the buyback. So they're going to try to commit to it, but the smoke up immediately, and they run into the mousesports here. Spirit Breaker charges in. They catch Darkseer. The back lands the hook. Or the Viper gets catched by the lasso, excuse me. Exotic Deer beating into him now. Viper's in a bad spot, and the huge 1200 crit comes out. Double kill for Exotic Deer just like that. The BKB's up. They cannot stop this man. Spartan goes down. The wall is up, just trying to deter them from chasing. Darkseer, though, he is going to be chased down and eventually killed off. Centaur was not even there that whole fight. He didn't even use Stampede, actually, either in that fight. Really awkward for them. So remember, he fought back for this, and Elisa runs into him, but now Batrider's here, and Madara, sure, he gets the kill, but at what cost now? Finally, the Stampede comes out. Hood of Defiance helping him run away. Lasso's not ready. 2 more seconds on that blink, though. Roshan goes down, meanwhile, and they are definitely going to run him down here and get this kill. So it ultimately ends up being a 5-for-1, and Roshan on top of that. And just like that, again, Kinguin's back on top of this game and in their biggest lead yet.
Yeah, I think mouz, again, they went for this late game as it looks like they are going to be able to find the kill. SS Spartan just getting himself away from Nisha. But yeah, they went for this late game and they left themselves open to this early game aggression. And quite honestly, I don't think they survived long enough to get the Viper to get to the level 25 for the plus 20 armor. To get the Centaur up for the heart, to get him the Aghanim Scepter, you know, the 15th strength and the either the magic resist or the evasion that he wants to go for. I think Kinguin just win this in the next 5-10 minutes, and there's nothing that mouz can really do apart from a big fight turnaround, because Kinguin have all the answers at the minute.
Well, Viper dies again, 50 seconds he's going to be dead for, and you're right, Kinguin just seems to have all the answers. And they also have the Aegis on Chaos Knight, still plenty of time left on that to use right here. The Courier was killed on the Dire side, by the way, but nothing on it, so not necessarily the biggest deal for them right now. Chaos Knight would like to finish that hard, I'm sure, before they really try to make use of this Aegis and go into the base. See if he has time for that as Spirit Breaker. That was close. Tried another Strike the Darks here, just out of range though. But yeah, the idea of the 4-1 strategy from mouz that they're clearly going for. You mentioned the Ags on Centaur, and they have a Dark Seers building plenty of utility. It's really trying to surround this Viper and allow him to be the takeover for the game. But, you know, a Hurricane Pike and now a Heaven's Halberd, it just doesn't feel like that's going to do it. And he still has a lot more to progress here before that's even remotely a threat. And even then, you have a Chaos Knight who, honestly, in my opinion, is one of the scariest carries in the later game, especially with farm, like he's having now. So mouz, it seems like they're playing a losing game almost, and they're going to need mistakes to be made by Kinguin. But I'll tell you what, this event has definitely produced those opportunities. So it's mousesports. I'm sure they're going to hang in here and try their darnest to look for that opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it's never over. Until the Ancient dies, it's never over. And this is, you know, it's a good opportunity with the amount of tournaments coming out as well for teams to try new stuff. The Shrek coming back into it, the center, the safe lane. It just looks like the execution was a tiny bit off. And again, Centaur Warren are now being delayed on the Aghanim Scepter. You got a decent amount of free farm in the early game, but once the Chaos Knight got the couple of points up into the Chaos Bolt, got the Reality Rift, got the points into the Chaos Strike as well, and again, Kinguin just started finding these pickoffs. There was no real answer because there's no real defensive heroes. If we take a look at the side of mouz, there's no Disruptor for the kinetic field, you know, the Static Storm to be able to stop the spells. There's no Shadow Shaman, there's no Dazzle, and it was a very aggressive lineup from mouz, and once they started to fall behind, there was no real way for them to catch back up. Again, the Viper does win the lane, but he got delayed so far back. The rotations kept coming in, kept making sure he had to second guess when there was heroes missing off the map, that he just did fall behind. And now even Exotic Deer trying to dive up to the tier 3 tower. Again, I don't know how mouz try and contend against this.
Oh, Centaur, he's going to be dead pretty quickly with it. The illusions just drop him. Exotic Deer, the real one, he's just going to the front lines. For good reason, ZrRock also gets picked off, so double kill for him. They just cannot address Chaos Knight. It is the obvious right here. And that's going to be a middle set of racks, probably bottom, and this definitely could be the beginning of the end now. Yeah, mousesports, they had the game plan with this draft. It was a very, you know, tunnel vision game plan of get the early lane victories and then work into objectives, but did not work, and at a point now where they just do not have that comeback mechanic. So GGs are called, and it will be a victory for Kinguin in the end. So congratulations to them. They take the series 2-1, and thus they actually are now 6 points here in Group B. So mousesports will still remain on the bottom with no points, unfortunately, and they'll have one more series to try to make up for that as they face Mid or Feed, and that's going to be tomorrow on the schedule that I'm looking at here. But congratulations to Team Kinguin, deserving victory, and they take the series 2-1 here. But Robin Roll, final thoughts on that series?
I think in the first game, the timings was with the second game. Sorry, because I was only for the second game. Yeah, the second game, the timings on mouz were pretty darn early. And then they saw Kinguin wanted to force these fights once it started to get into the mid game. So they decided this time to draft, you know what, we're going to draft the tankier, the harder to kill heroes. Centaur, really good hero, sustains with the return as well as being able to just keep himself alive. He's got the talents for the strength, obviously the magic resist or the evade, whichever one you want to go for that. But Kinguin kind of saw this coming and thought, you know what, we're going to fight early. Yeah, the Chaos Knight isn't going to have all his items, but once that Echo Saber comes up, once he's got a couple of points in all three of his skills, the Phantasms are as well, we just start roaming. We pick off 2 or 3 heroes because we know MT likes to roam. The Darkseer is going to be alone a lot of the time. And then once the focus shifted to try and protecting the mid lane and the off lane, Kinguin then started to focus down the bottom lane, and it was just a lot of push-pull, and mouz couldn't keep up with the tug-of-war. So Kinguin playing that really well. They knew where they needed to be, not getting pulled around the map like the second game. And effectively, there was nothing that mouz, because he got so far behind, there was nothing that mouz could do to try and come back and pull the game 3 back, I don't think.
Yeah. Kinguin definitely looking pretty good, continuing to look good. This is a team I do seem to be just more and more impressed by the more I watch them. And again, a team that's also qualified for a minor already, outside of Secret and OG. You know, the only team out of Europe to be doing so far. So, you know, this is a team to look out for, continuing to move forward, especially with a lot of these minor events and events such as this one, this being the SkinCoin WCA. They're in a pretty good spot once again at 6 points now, and top of the Group B action here for this event. That means we are going to go on a break, set up for our next series, which will be, our next one's going to be Hellraisers versus SFT Esports. And that's actually from Group A action, so we're going to bounce over to there for our next series, and that should be another good one. But Rob and Roll, I believe that's going to be it for you for today. I do appreciate you stepping in and joining me on the cast here a little bit later on, but doing it just at the last second. Always fun, I'm sure, to do that. But shout out to you. Any shout outs you want to say? Any last words from yourself?
No, I'm just glad to be again available to be able to cast with you. I'm around whenever, so you know, if I'm online, just give me a shout. I'm sure the chat loves my my calm and soothing tones during the cast. I'm sure I don't get any flack for that, but no, again, just thanks for having me on, and hopefully there's more we can do in the future.
Absolutely. Really do appreciate it once again. But guys, we are going to be taking a break, set up for our next series. Once again, though, SkinCoin, if you go to !SkinCoin, you type that in chat, you'll find out the giveaway information. Also, if you go to skincoin.org, you can get check out the latest cryptocurrency on the esports market. You can trade in your favorite Dota 2 and CSGO skins even. Again, that's skincoin.org. Hellraisers versus SFT Esports will be coming up shortly, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be back.